When did you hear of the Slender Man for the first time? I was first introduced to this eerie, abnormally tall humanoid through the 2012 indie game Slender The 8 Pages. But before we even get into that, let's rewind and see how this internet monster was created. In 2009, on the Something Awful internet forum, a thread was created for a Photoshop contest where people would take normal photos but turn them paranormal. A participant who on the forum went by Victor Surge took two images of children and added a tall creature in a black suit, kind of lurking in the background. But this man, this thing, had no facial features, and in one photo he can be seen with tentacles. From there, a YouTube web series called Marble Hornets ran with all the Slender Man talk online and made videos surrounding this mysterious internet creation. However, he was named the operator, didn't go by Slender Man in that series. These internet stories started to get traction. Stories such as Slender Man stalking and abducting people, mainly children. As I mentioned at the top, in 2012, we were introduced to the very first game, Slender The 8 Pages. In that game, the player is lost in the middle of the woods late at night with an objective to collect 8 pages. The pages are completely spread out, and while you are searching, Slender is not far behind you. Sometimes he'll teleport in front of you. You can't fight him as all you have equipped is a flashlight, and be thankful for that. The bad news? If left on for an extended period of time, the batteries in your flashlight will die, and most likely, so will you. Don't jog long either. You'll tire out and move slower. Collecting 8 pages sounds simple, but this game is anything but easy. The difficulty rises the longer it takes you to find the pages. Static appears when your character sees Slender, and the static will increase the closer he gets to you. Staring at Slender or allowing him to get to you will end the game. But if you somehow collect all 8 pages, Slender will still get you, but this is just leading to your ending. During the end cutscene after Slender Man gets you, the player wakes up in the forest, but this time, it's daylight. Roll the credits. Not bad for a free indie horror game. Unfortunately, from here, Slender Man is brought into the real world. On May 31st, 2014, two 12-year-old girls stabbed their classmate 19 times. When asked what their motive was, they said they were afraid the Slender Man would come for their families if they didn't kill their classmate. One of the girls also claimed that Slender Man watches her. By a miracle, the victim survived the 19 stab wounds, and the 2 girls that did it have been charged. A documentary about this awful situation was released in 2016 titled, Beware the Slender Man. In 2013, a sequel to Slender The 8 Pages released. This game titled Slender The Arrival. A more story-driven game this time. Once again, you're only carrying a flashlight, but you go beyond the woods. First, you encounter a house that looks to have been ransacked. Through the sequel, you learn that Kate, who owns the home in the beginning, is the woman that you played as in the first Slender The 8 Pages. Now you play as her best friend Lauren. With the goal of finding Kate, Slender Man has already begun his stalking. If you look out the windows of the house, Slender Man can be seen, and it's only warning you for what's to come. It's got the jump scares, it's got the atmosphere, and some are quite harsh when criticizing Slender The Arrival. It took the simple mechanics of the original game and gave it a little more depth with bigger areas to explore while being chased. Even with all the fan-made games over the years about Slender Man, Slender The Arrival, in my opinion, proves to be the superior Slender game. A year later, once again, in reality, another incident in September of 2014 took place. A 14-year-old girl allegedly set her family's home ablaze. Police reported she had visited sites that had Slender Man stories. crazy how wildly popular this fictional character became just after an edited photo. A documentary, tragedies, video games, to the big screen in 2018, yes, a Slender Man movie was released in theaters, and to be honest, I expected better. Quite the disappointment. Regardless, Slender holds a place in pop culture history. Even the Endermen in the insanely popular game Minecraft were inspired by him. But we've heard of Momo, we've heard of Siren Head. It's just Slender Man is the spookiest in my opinion. I once went to a local haunted attraction, and we were on the hayride, and nothing shook me more than when I saw one of the actors emerge from the dark woods on stilts, dressed as Slender Man. A memory I still talk about often. So is Slender Man real? No. Could there be a tall, slender-like man with tentacles roaming the woods at night? I know I wouldn't care to find out. But the thing to remember out of all of this is just when it gets dark, stay out of the woods. Because there's that slight, slender chance he could be out there.